Hi everyone, Scrappy Kathy here with a Friday the 13th edition of Mixed Media Frenzy. And today I'm going to attempt this lovely sketch. I absolutely love these circles at the bottom and the top, and the again the kind of scripty stuff in the background here with some splotches and splatters and so forth. And I have today a series of stencils. I have a whole collection of them to kind of help me through this. I've got this one that is well used. Actually, all of these are pretty well used. And then this one does some nice splotches and so forth. This one does the scripty thing, and the scripty stuff is all about art, and this is about Ava. My photo is about Ava's art. This is a large photo, and it actually has the stitching element to it. There's a butterfly in the middle of it, and I've taped off the butterfly so that I can do the circle without doing the butterfly. So we'll see how those work as we go through this. My dilemma is going to be there's several different wet layers, and I do live action type videos where I don't do any post film editing. So kind of what you see is what you get, and it gives you a real-time timeline for most things. So we'll see how this works. I'm going to use the pink milk paint that I've used. This is by Imaginis, and I have some white milk paint, and I'm going to use a hematite colored, it's kind of a pewter colored glitter liner, and I'm going to have some gold Heidi Swapp ColorShine, and I'm going to add this color pink. It's Vicki Boutin's creative rose gold glaze. It's I think I'm going to use that for scraping through stencils where I want some dimension. Okay, and because this is Friday the 13th, I'm using scary paper. I've got these perspectives stars from Bramble Fox, and here's my photo, and it's the colors in it were kind of really fuchsia pink, and I've scrapped that. I put it through a filter that changed the color of pink, and I like this much better, and so I kind of built the layout around this new color of pink, including matting it on pink paper and so forth. My scary paper that I was talking about, I'm using the unscary side of it, but this is a Halloween paper, a Halloween line called October 31st by Fancy Pants, and it's a 2011 design. I've decided where I'm going to put my photo on here. What I love about this is the kind of just erased chalkboard look. There's a tiny little hint of oranginess here and here, and that kind of goes along and does well with the peachy pink in my photo, but not much of that's gonna show. It's just a good, nice, subtle background for what I'm planning to do. What I'm hoping is, and it's a very nice, thick, heavyweight piece of pattern paper, I'm hoping that it doesn't buckle. And I haven't used this particular paper with wet media before, so we'll all learn, won't we? And even if it doesn't turn out right, the video's going live, so we'll see how that turns out. I may regret that decision. Okay, I'm going to put the photo kind of far away. I marked where the photo is going to go so that I know where to put some of the circles. I'm using one photo instead of two, so I don't have this little corner area to do the circles. I am planning to use this. These are two perspectives from Bramble Fox, and this it says Crazy Life, and it was kind of, you know, living with Ava at that age. She was 6 when this photo was taken, and their school project, art project, had been to trace their own an outline of their bodies and then kind of decorate with things that were meaningful. And she wrote her name up at the top, and I'm not quite, I think that's the Eiffel Tower. She intended for that to be the Eiffel Tower in the background. Her sister was really into the idea of going to Paris, and I think that's her sister's hand here holding it up so her dad could take this photo. I just absolutely love this. I've scrapped it before, I think on a Project Life page, but this is the first time on a 12 by 12. I just love it. Okay, let me put it away again. So I've marked that. I kind of know where this is going to go. So I'm going to do a double set of circles kind of right in here and maybe a circle down here so that it gives me a slot for this Crazy Life title to go. Okay, I'm going to put that over here. Yeah, and this is going to be a little crazy. First thing I'm going to do actually is some of the, and I'm mixing this milk paint is a powder, and I'm just going to wet it, and I've got a kind of straw spoon sort of thing, which allows me the opportunity to kind of blow on this. I'm going to move my lamp to the other side so that I can get to this area on my craft mat. I don't think you can see that terribly well. I'm going to try to keep all this in frame, which is apparently harder for me to do than I would like to think. Okay, I'm going to just kind of, I didn't mix up much. I'm thinking you cannot see that, can you? Let me move this over there. Okay, so done that. I'm going to use the packaging technique, and in true fashion, I always have packaging in my trash. So I'm going to use it for 2 different colors. So let me go. What I notice here is that there are some kind of darker, more vivid color splotches, and I'm in certain areas. I'm going to kind of move this around. I don't need to do it in the area where the picture is. I don't like kind of straight edge lines as a rule, but in this case I'm not going to worry a whole lot about it because it's going to end up getting covered up. So let me do the white. It's the first time I've ever used the white, and I'm seeing here that it's actually more gray, and I'm really glad because I think I'm going to like that better. This paper is going to lend itself. It's kind of a bluish gray, and it may look more so because I'm mixing it in a bowl that's green inside. Some of you may recognize these bowls as from Playhouse dish set that IKEA sells. Let me get this out on the here. I'm going to put those aside, and I'm going to go with this. This time I'm going to kind of scrunch it. And the thing that's good about this paper is Fancy Pants already did some mixed media on it to get this background. Okay, that's all I'm going to do there with that technique. I'm right now going to pull the stencil that does the splotches, and I'm going to do one kind of right here, and I'm going to just make it a dark splotch. I'm going to kind of fill this area and smoosh it around with my fingers. I'll keep some on my fingers for another one that I may make with this. The title's gonna kind of go right there. There's some circles that are gonna go there. I may put it here because I don't have that second photo, and this kind of gives me some balance in that direction. Okay, that looks great. I think that's all I'm gonna do with that stencil. I've got some paper towels that I'm kind of cleaning up with a bit. That's all water-based stuff, so I'm not really too worried about it. I'm going to do the circles now, and I'm going to do kind of some double circles here, and that's going to kind of smear that, and you know, I really don't care. Let me do this kind of the same way. Because these are messy, I'm not worrying about being perfect here. I do feel the paper buckling a little bit, so I'm definitely wanting to hurry. I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna kind of hold that up. I had thought, because this was a gray background, that I might do it all the mixed media in pink and white. And I decided that since on the photo, the outline, her body outline there, is done, is kind of a definite black color, a nice dark black color. It I thought I needed some darker color here. Okay, so I'm going to use this part of the stencil here, and for this I'm going to scrape texture paste, this rose gold glaze onto there, and I'm going to do it with this small palette knife, and again, not worrying too much about the mess. The only thing that worries me at this point is the wetness of it all. So that that's it. It smooshed through, which I was afraid it would do because it's wet, and I don't really care a whole lot because it's kind of supposed to look messy, and it certainly does. I'm just wiped up my mat, and the paper towel that I used has some mixed media left on it, so I'm going to use that. I'm going to come up here and do the same thing here, and I may try I'm hoping that I was hoping that the stitch work would show through, and it does on the bottom. I'm hoping it does here too. Not so much, but somewhat. Okay, that's done. And again, I'm gonna have to make you watch me sort of clean this off a bit. I'm not gonna worry a whole lot there. Okay, now the part that worries me the most. Let me, over top of all this wet stuff, I'm going to add more wet stuff through this Scrappy stencil. And I'll try to scrape it as dry as I can. It's not going to get all the words, but I do want it to get the word art up there. It's a great quotation, or it's actually a kind of a philosophy there. Let me come down. I can see where the photo's going to be, so I'm not worried about getting all of that covered. Okay. Let me pick that up. And there. And it kind of looks just like some nasty smirches in some places. And that's okay. I'm going to go do bring a little bit over here to get that color there. Okay. I think I'm done smirching and smooshing and stenciling. I'm not quite ready to bring the photo in. I do need to clean this stencil because I want those words to stay kind of clear. I'm going to stick that there. I did a test of the Hematite glitter liner. I kind of wanted to see what color it came out and how it's called glitter liner, but in fact it's more of a there's no glitter to it. It's actually it stays wet looking, if you know what I mean. It's a really nice finish. But I did a test with one of the circles onto some of the pink paper that I matted the photo with. I think that's clean, so we'll put that there. And it provided the perfect circle for putting the journaling on, and I thought I'd overlap circles there. So I'll do that probably once it's dry. Right now, at this point, I'm going to say that this almost has to be considered finished. The photo is going to go here. I don't think it needs a lot of, I don't think any of this needs a lot of embellishment because of how busy the mixed media is. That is going to go there. And then I'm going to use these stars. In the original, there are some circles that almost look like washers there. I'm going to kind of add the stars around. But I think first, I do like, because I'm using gold stars, I thought I would do some Heidi Swapp ColorShine. And I'm gonna do kind of heavy splatters at first. Okay, very good. I got a big one. Kind of all around. This gold is nicely reflective of the color that the floors look in the photo. Okay, I think I've got that. I don't really want to do too much in this area that's already orange. I did a few splatters up here. Now what I'm going to do is kind of a this is a pure experiment for me. I kind of like large splotches, and I hate wasting any of this. So let me do some drips. I have used droppers, medicine droppers for these kinds of splotches, but they all kind of came out the same size. And I thought I'd rather have something. Now, what'll happen is these really wet bits of that, going by my experience with having done this before, the gold, opaque gold will be in the center, and there'll be kind of a ring around the outside of it. And as I'm looking at that, I'm thinking I don't like the jarring look of this. So I'll find some other way to add journaling, maybe up in this area. And I'm gonna maybe kind of dry fit it together for you to give you an idea what it's going to look like. Let me prop this up on a piece of foam that keeps it from getting wet and transferring anything to the photo. There will be stars. I'll probably use a big star here and a big star here. And then I'll intersperse these smaller stars around. Be one up in there, and I'll do a pink one here too. Down here I'll do a gold and a black one. And I've got this. This looks like I maybe didn't take the backing off. I'll do that. I'll maybe put that there and something here to cover up the fact that that's such a smursh. Okay, so pretty much this is what it's going to look like. I love it. I thought that the word crazy being purple when there's nothing else purple, even remotely purple on the page, I thought that would bother me, and it doesn't. This, on the other hand, kind of putting these circles around just it doesn't look like it belongs. A very thin strip of it around the photo, fine. This, not so much. Okay, I'm done. Happy Friday the 13th. As you watch this video, I'll be in the hospital having a little procedure done to see if the blood clot in my heart has dissolved so that I can have some surgery later in the month. So wish me luck and enjoy getting yourself into a mixed media frenzy and making grungy, beautiful stuff on paper. Bye.